book lovers, it is G-Swizz here, and I am here today to Marie Kondo the out of this place. I'm joking. I am not going to reduce my shelf to 30 books, okay? Calm the frick down. I had no idea what to film. Actually, no, I didn't even plan to film today. If you're wondering, I'm filming this the day before I leave for VidCon. Turns out, I packed way too early. And also, I had plans. Plans were cancelled. The house is completely to myself and I'm thinking, what the heck do I do with my life? And then I just remember, I have a booktube channel. So, in order to keep my algorithm going, I just gotta post something, you know? I actually went through booktube videos for ideas for VidCon collaborations. Not actually for my own personal benefit, but hey, I ended up winning in this situation. I found this video. It was inspired by Haley in Bookland. And then I found another channel. I think her channel name is Peace, Love, and Books. I saw her do this as a 60-second challenge. So if you guys don't know, the KonMari method or Marie Kondo in general, she is a very famous minimalist at the moment. She has a Netflix show about minimalism and helping people out with decluttering their lives. And the booktube community was extremely triggered when she said she likes to keep 30 books.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
As someone who evidently does not keep just 30 books, I have to say, I 100% respect her and her decision to keep 30 books. She's not specifically targeting us and saying that we should keep 30 books in order to be happy, but if it makes you feel happy to have less stuff and less books, but then the books that still spark joy, as she likes to say, then keep only the 30 books that spark joy and nothing else. That is pretty much the deep and meaningful message behind her movement. And no, this is not sponsored by Marie Kondo, although, hey, Marie, holla at you, girl, you know? I wish, but then again, if this was sponsored, I'd spend money on myself, and yeah, I'd buy more stuff, and I don't think she'd want that, so yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. Anyway, I'm getting super sidetracked. You can tell I have a lot of energy because I ate ice cream, but I shouldn't have ate ice cream. You guys might be curious as to what 30 books G-Swizz would keep for herself, and so that's what G-Swizz is going to address today in this video. I have 60 seconds to pick out the 30 books I would keep if I had to get rid of the rest of the books off my bookshelf. And if I accidentally pick up more than 30 books, I would have to unhaul the remainder, but it's a sacrifice that I have to make, at least for this video. Without further ado, I gotta get into the challenge. I'm gonna get my stopwatch ready, and it's gonna make an alarm sound, or as Noel Miller likes to call it,
welcome back everyone to Pain ASMR.
oh man, I watched too much Tiny Meat Gang. Anyway, just like she over at the channel Peace, Love, and Books did, she had an idea of what books she did want to keep. I also have an idea of what books I want to keep. So I removed / repositioned some of the Funko Pops that could be victimized by this rampage. If you're wondering why there are less Funko Pops, that's why. Guys, I swear my intention was not to cheat, but I just really do not want to break my Funko Pops because I paid a lot of money for these Funko Pops, you know? I guess without further ado, I need to catch a breath. I think this is a good way to work off the ice cream. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna save you. I'm gonna save you, baby. Okay. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna grab you too. No. This is okay. No. Yep. That's great. Okay. Okay, yep, I'm gonna grab you 2 paper towels. This is so hard, this is so, oh, yep, no. I can't go without you, I can't go without you. No, I can go without you. Okay. Oh, no. Can't go without you either. Okay. Yeah, I'm panicking right now. I don't know, oh, yeah. I'm just dropping everything and everything right now. It didn't go off. Well, I can technically measure the time while recording this, but hey, that was a good challenge. Let's see what books I got. Oh. Now I'm just remembering that I did miss a series. I'm so frustrated. Okay. That right there? Yeah. That's my dirty work. These series are like spread out. Okay. So, okay.
I'm always serious.
I have Vicious here, but why can't I find Vengeful? Oh, it's right in front of me. Wow, that's great. So I saved Vicious and Vengeful by Victoria Schwab. If you guys don't know, these are probably some of my favorite books from Victoria Schwab, and I don't think I could live without such dark hero-villain, anti-hero dynamics. And not only that, I'm pretty sure these are signed. No, this version of Vengeful isn't signed. What the f is this version of Vicious signed? Thank God. I just remembered that I was recovering from injury at the time I was meeting Victoria Schwab, and I couldn't bring too many books. So I couldn't bring both editions of Vengeful, but I brought both editions of Vicious. And technically, I don't want to keep both signed copies of Vicious because Vengeful is my favorite book in the series anyway. Why didn't I get Vengeful signed then? Oh my goodness, what the heck, G-Swizz? And number 2 that are down, I would have hated myself if I didn't pick this up. Stranger Dreamer and The Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. This duology is my favorite duology of all time, and if I didn't pick up my favorite duology of all time, I don't think I would be able to live with myself. The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I absolutely love this book, not just because of its overall amazing message, but I just had a really good time reading it as well. I really connected with the characters. I mean, the good characters, not the really bad ones, you know? And growing up in the most dangerous suburbs around Sydney, but also going to a school for privileged kids, I kind of resonated with Star's experience in a way, and so in a way I kind of deeply connect with this book, and I appreciate it for that aspect. Another contemporary, Paper Towns by John Green. This is definitely my favorite John Green book of all time. I know that people will not defend my decision here, but I absolutely love this book. It means a whole lot to me, and if anything, this book actually really inspired me to get out of my own comfort zone, as is kind of the overall message of this book. So that's why I appreciate it, and I could reread it without getting tired of it. So I went over to my classic shelf, and I couldn't go without picking up Hamlet by William Shakespeare. This is my original high school copy. Oh my goodness, like I was just obsessed with this play growing up. Oh my goodness, I have a quote that is amazing. This is like one of the only books that I really full-on tabbed up. When I was in my senior years of high school / leaving high school, I had an obsession with William Shakespeare's plays, particularly his tragedies, and my favorite tragedy / my favorite play from him is Hamlet. And I love how Hamlet has inspired so much media to this day. I could reread Hamlet honestly without getting sick of it. The first time I read it in one sitting, and that was for year 12 English. Every kid in my class thought I was crazy, but I just enjoyed it, and I felt like it kind of really birthed my love for reading. And eventually I would read more fiction books, but William Shakespeare honestly had a big part to play in what I do now. Speaking of school books, I also have to talk about The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I read this one just before Hamlet, and funnily enough, I love this for similar reasons I love Hamlet and also Paper Towns. In fact, Paper Towns at times kind of reminds me of The Great Gatsby. It has to do with falling in love with the idea of someone or something or sometime, but realistically falling in love with an idea can be toxic. Yeah, The Great Gatsby really did teach me that message, and honestly it's one of the most important messages I've learned in my life so far. Gotta keep it. Let's go back to a bit of YA. I don't think I put this originally on my list, but hey, I skipped out on another series, so I kind of think it makes room for it. Renegades and Archenemies by Marissa Meyer. If I have space at the end of this, I would probably buy Supernova once it comes out. I honestly don't know whether I love this trilogy or whether I love the Lunar Chronicles better, because they're such different concepts. I can back every single one of the characters in the Lunar Chronicles, but I love the themes in this story a bit more, so yeah, I'm a bit conflicted, and so that's why I had to pick this series up and the Lunar Chronicles! Yes, I can go on in life without the novellas. As much as Ferris makes a good addition, Stars Above, I think I can do without. No, I really love the last chapter of Stars Above, but hey, you can get them in ebook form, right? Yeah, no, I would keep these. And this will kind of fill the sci-fi void in my life if I have to go without many of my sci-fi books, because this is one of my favorite sci-fi series. Oh my goodness, it is so good. It doesn't look like a sci-fi. If you've never heard of this series, it's a sci-fi. Check it out. I just want more people to read that series. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy that I officially own Wonder, the complete collection by R.J. Palacio. I own the novel and the novellas all in one place, and I think that that's really cool. I think I purchased this last year in Melbourne. Yeah, like it was definitely a great investment. If you guys don't know, I have a severe attachment to this book. I cry just talking about it. I have never experienced a permanent facial deformity, no, but I have experienced Bell's palsy, and a lot of the main protagonists, Augie's experiences in here definitely did resonate with me. Even if I could never fully understand his situation, I kind of felt understood while reading this book, and I felt like that was very important, and this is definitely one of the most important books I've ever read, and so I have to keep it on my shelf. And I'm happy that I'm keeping the collector's edition because it's a pretty edition to keep. Something else that fits under the middle grade category, Percy Jackson and the Olympians series. Yes, I would choose this over Harry Potter any day. I read this before Harry Potter. I loved this more than Harry Potter. That's an unpopular opinion, but yeah, Uncle Rick, you know? He's the bomb.com. I love my Uncle Rick. And I'm not gonna lie, it was hard to say no to the Heroes of Olympus series, and the Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard series, and the Kane Chronicles. But overall, if we are talking about his best series, I kind of feel like it's always gonna be Percy Jackson for me, even though I severely enjoy his other books. This one is still pretty timeless. And even though The Lightning Thief is probably my least favorite book from him, I just feel like this series progressively gets better, and I think that it's a good standalone series to keep on my shelf. And yeah, he's gonna keep printing and making more books, so if I'm gonna buy the later books in his series, then Mary Kondo wouldn't be happy. I'll probably just have to stick with the OG. Alright, I'm picking up a classic. Actually, it's 2 classics in 1 binder, but hey, we're talking about physical books here, so this will count as 1, not 2. Oh man, I think it would be a better idea to just buy bind-ups all the time, you know? And that, my friends, is 1984/Animal Farm by George Orwell. I'm pretty sure I read 1984 around 4 to 5 years ago during Christmas time. I was like super depressed the rest of the time at Christmas. Like everyone was literally like opening their presents and talking about Jesus and having fun, and I was just like, Big Brother's watching you. Honestly, I miss living in 2014 because I literally took all the fiction I read seriously. Divergent was my life. The Fault in Our Stars was my crack. There was just so much I was attached to in fiction then. I don't know, I felt like that kind of made my reading experience so much fun, but at the same time, at the moment, I'm grabbing wisdom out of books for my own personal life so I can live my own personal life. But back then, my head was in the pages, man. And yeah, it was in the pages of this book. I couldn't handle 1984 by George Orwell. And yeah, I probably still can't handle 1984 by George Orwell. It is a crazy concept, but I want to reread it sometime. And Animal Farm is also in here as well. I think I need to give Animal Farm a reread. I didn't like Animal Farm as much as I liked 1984. Some people prefer Animal Farm, some people prefer 1984. I have another book by George Orwell. I mean, technically, because of Kondo, I don't. But I wish I could read that one now, but I can't. Maybe I could borrow it from the library though. And of course, I couldn't just save the Villain series by Victoria Schwab. I also had to save the Darker Shade of Magic series by Victoria Schwab. This series is like everything to me, and I'm pretty sure, yes, it's signed. Thank God, yes! Oh my goodness, A Gathering of Shadows is the one personalized. Sorry, a lot of you guys might be overwhelmed by the fact that I'm just getting excited over books. I'm getting excited over books again, guys. This is a good thing, okay? Be happy for me. At least you'll get more content from me that way. Oh my goodness, thank God. I couldn't live without this. And of course, there's another book that I'm yet to show you that I cannot live without. You know, these personalized books, especially if they are one of your favorite books of all time, they will mean a lot to you. And this is one of my favorite books of all time. This is definitely one of the best sequels I've ever read. I just love A Gathering of Shadows. We get to be introduced to Alucard Emery, and Alucard Emery is one of my favorite characters. Some of you guys don't know who the frick he is, and you guys should know how. Okay, G-Swizz, that ice cream really had an effect on you. God damn. Before we get to the finale, I have to show you guys the 1 poetry collection I saved. And of course, if I want to read more poetry, I could just get Kindle Unlimited, or I could just go to the library and read more. The Princess Saves Herself in this one by Amanda Lovelace. I had to save this one. The Princess saves the book in this one. Do y'all think I'm a princess? Because I know I am. Jokes. I'm a queen. G-Swizz! Let go of your ego for 1 goddamn second and just continue on with the video. One of my favorite poetry collections of all time. It really inspired me in a very dark time. I mean, that's pretty much me with every poetry collection out there, let's be real, because I choose to read them at the times I need to be healed, and that's what they're good for. They are good for personal healing and personal development. This poetry collection still inspires me to this day and will continually inspire me, and every single time I will need inspiration / need healing, I will go back to this one. And finally, the series that I went to my bookshelf for without hesitation was the Divergent— oh my gosh, my top is being lifted up! Gosh, stop being so pervy. The Divergent series by Veronica Roth. Yeah, you guys all know what the deal is with this series. It is my favorite series of all time. It was the book series that officially got me into reading. I chose the collector's editions because they have bonus content, but also the collector's edition of Insurgent is my only signed and personalized edition. No, actually, I have another signed edition of her book. It's a paperback, but I'll stick with this one. And it says, Grace, be strong. And that's by Veronica Roth, obviously, because, you know, she's the author and she signed the book and whatnot. And this means a lot to me because my God, G-Swizz, don't cry. Literally seconds before she wrote that, I told her that this book saved my life, and yeah, that meant a lot to me. Yeah, G-Swizz, please don't cry. It solidified that I wanted to live. In this book, if you guys have read Insurgent, you know that one of the characters also has to go through that. Whether you like this book or hate this book, it had an impact on somebody. It had an impact on me. And yes, I finally come to the place where I'm respecting people's opinions if they say that they don't like Divergent. It's fine to not like Divergent. It's fine to not like it. It's fine to not connect with it. It is totally fine and valid if you hate Allegiant. But I can't hate it. I still reread it. When I need to. I went from being like super hyperactive in this video to reminiscing off of good and emotionally challenging times, because that's what I went through with the series. That's why if I ever had to go KonMari, this series would 100% be there.
100% is 1.
Before this challenge, I didn't consider Renegades. I considered the Nevernight Chronicle by J. Kristoff, including Darkdawn. I don't have a copy of Darkdawn yet. In fact, when I go to Melbourne, I'm gonna buy a physical copy. I'm currently listening to it on Scribd, and I'm loving it so far. But yeah, I'd have to get rid of these if I ever do KonMari. I guess that's gonna be it for this video today, book lovers. If you want to purchase any of the books that I mentioned in this video today, all the Book Depository purchase links will be down in the description, so you can check them out, you can purchase them, and you can help me out by doing so. And I also have social medias. I'm at GSwizzleBooks on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm also Goodreads. That's www.goodreads.com/GSwizzle. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.